trusted red bandana. For those who are new to this channel, welcome. For those coming back again, welcome back. My name is Julie Ambani, commonly known as Jules. On this channel, we love to talk about books, literature, development, and a sprinkle of other things here and there. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, feel free to subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your people, and let's connect. So as you've already seen in the title, today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 African literature books that I would really love to get through this year. These are books that have been on my bookshelf for over a year, if I'm not wrong, and I really want to read them. For those of you who don't know, African literature is not a genre I gravitate to a lot. I am a big fantasy lover and also contemporary fiction. So I just started reading African literature after joining Bookstagram in 2020. And even then I approached them with caution because I am of this thought that a lot of them are heavy. And while sometimes I understand the heaviness, it's part of sharing, the African journey. Sometimes I just want to read light and interesting books. So I do hesitate a bit when it comes to African literature, but these books are already on my bookshelf. There's no good reason for them to be there without being read. So I just want to get through them and find out whether they'll remain on my bookshelf or I'll give them out and so on. If you hear children screaming or playing in the background, it's Saturday, kids are home, let them play. I'll try to project as much as possible. So the first book on my list is a book that I got in 2020. That's 3 years ago, guys. 2020 or 2021, still more than 2 years ago. And that is Ghana Must Go by Taye Selassie. First things first, I think Taye is such a cute name. Honestly, I really enjoyed the name Taye. I think I might name my child Taye. It's such a cute name. Anyway, this is the first book on the list. I really want to go through this book this year. I remember when I got this book, I did a poll on my Instagram and asked people what they think about this. The responses were so polarizing. So half of the people really loved it, but half of the people as well hate it. I think the people who don't like it say it's the writing style or something. So I remember I started this book. I started reading it. Here's my bookmark. I got to page 46, then I think I got derailed. And up till page 46, I enjoyed it. So I don't know, it's one of those books. By the way, it was so polarizing. Half the people were like, no, do not, that book is not good. It gave them, a reading slump. The other half were like, they enjoyed it. So I'll go back to it this year and see whether I'll go through it, whether it will be a DNF. And if I do get through it, I'll see what my rating will be. But yeah, this is Ghana Must Go by Taye. Hopefully we get through this year. I don't want it to stay another year on my bookshelf without being read. The second book I'd like to read this year is this, One for Sorrow, Two for Joy by Marie-Claire Amour. This book, I got it because I saw a bookworm talk about it a lot. The bookworm she has the username of Lip Gloss Mafia, and I saw it in the bookshop and I was just interested in it. And I think it's a book I've put off reading for a while because it feels heavy. I can already tell just from the synopsis, it feels a bit heavy. It's about a girl who tries to act her best. If she doesn't, the father's wrath descends upon them. Okay, that feels heavy to me. So, I don't know, they say it's a book about domestic violence, friendship, resilience, and hope. I think I might have to be in the right mental space before I decide to start this book, but I've had very good reviews about it, so this is one I really want to get through this year as well. So that's One for Sorrow, Two for Joy by Marie-Claire Amour. Also, the cover isn't so bad, but can we just first see, this cover is actually very pretty, or it's just that I love colorful covers. But yeah, this is also not bad, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, The third book on my list is this, Transcendent Kingdom by Ya Gyasi. I hope that's how we pronounce her name, if I'm not wrong. So this was gifted to me by my very, very good friend Alia. Thank you, Alia, if you're watching. So yeah, she sent this to me. And I'm curious about this book because I really enjoyed the other book I've read by this author, which is Homegoing. For those of you who've not read Homegoing, I do highly recommend it. I think I gave it a 5-star. It was good to me. So I'm curious to see, you know, that feeling when you've read an author's work and it was super good, and now you have to read another of their works and you're not too sure whether it's going to be as good as the other one, so you're kind of going into it with high expectations. That's what I feel about this. I'm trying to tell myself, like, manage your expectations just in case. But I've also heard good things about this book, so I'm very interested in it. Also, I really love this cover. I know a number of people prefer the other cover, but me, you'll always find me where the pink is. I'm a pink girl. So Transcendent Kingdom by Ya Gyasi. Actually, of this list that I'm sharing today, this is the one I'm likely to start with because it's not as big. It's not as big, not as many pages, and the font is quite friendly to my eye. So that's that. The next book on this list is this, Chronicles from the Land of the Happiest People on Earth by Wole Soyinka. Guys, I won't lie to you, I got this book purely out of peer pressure. That's the truth. I don't think this is a book I will myself buy, but so many people have praised Wole Soyinka as a very good author. Everyone has sung his praises. Then there's a time this book was just all over, so I was like, okay, FOMO. FOMO really made me do a number of things the past 2 years when it comes to buying books. So this again is one I just bought out of FOMO, and honestly I'm really hoping it doesn't disappoint me because it was quite costly. But we'll see. I started it, I think I read page, I started it, then I got derailed. I got to page 11, and that was chapter 1, and it was actually very interesting. So I kind of have a feeling I will enjoy this, but I don't want to again go into it with any expectations. If chapter 1 was anything to go by, it was already giving African. It was giving very African. So yeah, this is one I'm hoping to read before the end of this year. The last book I'm hoping to read before the end of this year is this, Glory by Noviolet Bulawayo. I did a video recently about popular books that I did not like, and unfortunately one of the books was hers. It's We Need New Names, and I remember specifying I didn't like that book because I went into it with too much expectation. I read too many reviews and it was too hyped up, so it kind of fell short. But for this, I remember getting it because the synopsis really made me happy. I don't know if you guys read Animal Farm in school. I don't think I read it in school, but I remember reading it when I was young. And you know how Animal Farm, it's kind of like a story, but kind of a reflection of a political situation or government. I get the same vibe from this. So this book, the characters are animals, and it's about a tyrant. And I got, because this author is from Zimbabwe, and we all know the political history of Zimbabwe. I kind of got the feeling like this was a cheeky way to write about, you know, kind of what Zimbabwe went through. But that's just my assumption. I haven't even read the book, but it just tickled me when I read the synopsis, and I was like, yep, I want to read that. And thank God we are in an age of liberation where people can express what they think about governance and all that with no repercussions, because a few years ago writing something so controversial could have gotten you arrested or even killed. But this, I've seen good reviews about it. The main reason that's made me not even start it, I feel like it's so bulky, my God, and it's so huge. Who is going oh no. And this is someone who reads fantasy books that are 1,000 pages long complaining. But yeah, African Lit is another ball game, but I'm hoping to get through this year. So that's my short list. I didn't want to do, I have a number of other African lit books, but I'm feeling like those are not my priority right now. These are the ones I want to get through this year and see whether they'll remain on my bookshelf or not. If you've read any of them, kindly let me know which one was your favorite, what you thought about them. And in case you're in Kenya or even outside Kenya and you're thinking how you can get this, they're all available at Nuria Bookshop. If you use my discount code, you get a 7% off of every book that you buy there. So that's a wrap for today's video. It was pretty short. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.